what's up, guys? We're here to talk about Overlord. This movie is intense. This movie is like a shot out of a cannon as soon as it comes on. Literally from scene one. I've never really seen a movie like this. Like, I won't say it's like first-person shooter type, but you are.
It's first perspective.
It is.
You are in the.
You're in the shit.
I kind of feel like it would be filmed with like a GoPro. Kind of the same like feel.
It's very visceral. You feel like bullets like shooting through the cockpit and stuff.
You feel like you're there.
Yeah, it really does. And like I said, there's been a lot of movies that have done similar stuff, but not to this degree. It was very different cinematics than I've seen before, and it immediately pulled me in. I was immediately like, okay, let's go.
Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be on the eve of D-Day, and these Americans are obviously going into France, and they have to destroy this church that has radio signals that are, you know what?
Hindering the drop bombs from the Americans from basically dropping,
on the beach.
The beaches of Normandy. They can't win the war. I mean, without this, they lose the war, because this is how they're going to basically take everyone out. And they get, kind of like separated, but.
Well, they start with about 20 people and end up with about 4.
Yeah, it's
obviously
very quick too. Very quick.
And the guys that they end up with are obviously not necessarily the strongest.
They're kind of like a ragtag group.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have your badass in the group. He's played by Wyatt Russell. He was really good in this. I've seen him before in something else. But he was.
I don't think there's a lot of actors in this movie that you've seen them before in other movies. You just can't put your point on.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I know him, but I don't know where from.
There's no like big name actor.
Not really. No.
There's no like leading man in this movie.
We do have King Euron from Game of Thrones, so we're huge Game of Thrones fans, and she actually is the one that was like, that was Euron.
Yeah.
He does. He plays a big part, actually.
He plays basically the head of one of the SS, basically the head guy of the SS at this church that they
are trying to infiltrate.
Yes, exactly.
And he's an evil bastard. I mean, obviously,
it's like there's a girl that they meet that they basically go into her home and
kind of hide out.
To obviously see what's going on before they're
kind of using it as a base of operations in a sense. She's definitely, she's battle worn. She's had to. You could kind of see, and there's a little traces of like what she's had to go through during this whole war.
There's something she says that there's something more than just war going on in this town.
And at first they're just like, whatever, And of course, like I said, these guys are made to be Nazi SS officers that you want to hate them. You want them to, they're the evilest of the evil. But the guy Euron that plays, I mean, just terrible human being. I mean, to the utmost degree. But that's really, I mean, that's kind of the bones of the movie. But the movie, I mean, obviously, if you've seen any of the previews, these aren't just regular Nazi soldiers that they're fighting. They're undead. They're basically zombie soldiers, and that's not giving away anything really. It's more of how they become Nazi soldiers. That's more of like, okay, that's spoiler alert, and I won't really get into that. But basically, these guys are taking shotgun blasts to the face, body, heart, getting right back up. I mean, this is unlike any zombie movie I've ever seen. Basically, their only weakness is fire, and then that really doesn't even kill them. It just kind of like slows them down, basically.
But it's a really good movie. It has all of dramatic, cinematic.
Dramatic and cinematic.
Well, okay, it's got more than just action. It's not just an action movie.
Right.
It's got
multiple layers.
Yes,
it's got multiple layers.
It's cool that you kind of get a connection with certain characters, and there's gore.
Yeah. Oh, it's a gory movie. I mean, this movie takes the gore level to like almost like.
But it's like not like
Quentin Tarantino-ish kind of
no,
gore.
I'd say more like Saw kind of gore.
It's in between. It's definitely in between. It definitely is gory. It definitely is horror based.
But it's more action, but it's got that twist of obviously you say Nazi soldiers.
And it's sci-fi too. I mean, obviously killer zombies. So there's a lot of going on in this movie.
It's produced by J.J. Abrams. That should give away already exactly what kind of feel.
And you could tell it's a J.J. Abrams movie.
It's not his movie. He produced it.
It's his movie. That's his movie. It really is. It does feel like one of his movies. I mean, obviously it has a pretty crazy twist. There is a lot of action. Like she said, you do get kind of tied to some of the characters and stuff, but overall, I mean, I had a pretty good time. For anything I could say, it's entertaining. It'll keep you in the movie for sure.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of long, but
it is long-winded.
But it's not where you're getting bored.
Yeah, it's not where you're yawning or looking around or checking your watch.
You're just excited to know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, you're ready for the end result, or to see what happens.
And it kind of at the end kind of gives you a spin-off that it could be made into a second one.
Oh, obviously, they're going to try to make the franchise for sure, and it made pretty good money at the box office, and it's getting pretty good critical and user scores. So, I mean, who knows? We might see a couple of these before it's all over. But like I said, I liked it, man. I would probably give it like a B+. I mean, it was like a little long-winded, obviously, but I mean, and it wasn't like my exact type of movie, like vein-wise. She likes more deep movies. I like more action-heavy, obviously. And this was kind of a nice little marriage between the two. So I give it like a B+.
Yeah.
You think B+ for you too?
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, so check it out. Until next time, see you at the movies.